Hi again, welcome to another video, and in this video we've got this Hayter. I think it's either a 41 or it may be a Hayter Hawk, I'm not quite sure, but they're much the same anyway. I've got the bag for it, yeah, you can see it's not totally complete. There's one wheel on it, which I've actually changed because the original wheel was slightly different. I only had one wheel on and that's slightly different, so I've already put that one on. I've got this one here for the other side. They are slightly different than the original, but if I put them on as a pair, it's not going to matter. I do think though I need to slightly pack it behind with a washer because the cap does go on, but it doesn't push down quite as much as I'd like it to. So yeah, just a little issue there, not much. On the engine, that pipe is broke, so I've got to replace that. Carb's not on it, that's a bit bent, but they'll probably straighten. Engine could do with a little bit of a clean. I did check the oil earlier. I'll get that again if I can get it out without pulling the whole pipe out. You can see there, has got oil in it, and it's got enough oil in it as well. And the oil's clean, so not really quite sure of the story of this one. Obviously the recoil's missing, the exhaust is on there, but I have an engine down there which I know is a good one, but even though I'm not putting the whole engine on it, I'm just going to put the bits on it. I started to work on another one like that, like this, and I started stripping it to paint it, and I never got around to doing it. I may still do that in the future, but at the moment I'm just going to rob the bits off that engine. I will give the car a clean out, even though it did seem to run okay. So it's just going to be a matter of really putting this back, taking the bits off the other one, putting this back together really. The ignition module is missing as well, so I'll put one of them on. I probably won't take that off the other engine because I've got loads under the bench, so I'll probably find one that'll do that. But then again, I'm not going to have the little bolt, so I might be tempted to take off the other one at the moment, just for quickness. Because I've got a lot of these engines, bigger ones, size and non-side drive and everything, so I can just take the bits off there if I need to rebuild the other one, or put back together the other one. Cables all seem reasonable. One's got a slight little kink in it there, probably get away with that. If not, I've got the cable on there, so that's probably might be better. It'll probably use better. But yeah, these mowers, I don't actually ever sell. I've never sold many of these, but I sold one a year or so ago. I think I underpriced it because I got so many calls, well, messages for it, and it sold straight away. So I'm hoping this one will do much the same. No paintwork or anything on this one is required. It's got the odd little mark there, but I think it's a bit of a clean up. That's going to be presentable enough. I haven't got time really to mess around painting them up too much at the moment, so just need them in here, get them done, get them in storage for a month or so, and then get them gone. And yeah, this is the next one on the list to do. So I'm just gonna, I'll do a few bits off camera. I'm just gonna take that off, that'll be the plastic thing, plastic pipe, and take the top off the other engine and just move a few bits over. I might not move it all over because like I said, I'd like to clean in there, so probably do that tomorrow. So I could do most of it, but I don't want to put the carb on obviously if I'm going to spray it off with some degreaser and petrol or whatever. So I'll hold fire on that, and I want to clean the carb out anyway. I'll probably do a little video on that for you just while I'm cleaning that out. And yeah, I'll probably get the ignition module on tonight though. So yeah, we're moving along a little bit with this one. So if there's anything interesting, I think I'll show you. Probably show you me putting the ignition module on, but I'll put that pipe on first because that's sort of underneath, so that's really, it makes sense putting that on first. I think you probably have to put it on first anyway, but I'll see if I've got a spanner for that. Seems to be, it was always thought a quarter, but quarter sometimes never fits them, so I'm really not 100% sure what size they are. I usually end up doing them with these to loosen them. That's it, it's loosened already. I usually end up doing it like that. Same with the ignition module ones as well. I do the same, use that for them sometimes, because sometimes one socket's too small and one's too big. It's just annoying. But anyway, rather than keep going on, I'll be back with you when I'm doing the ignition module. So I was just getting ready to change things over, and I was going to change the bent bit on the side there. Well, I think it was bent from off the other engine. but if you can see there, we have a broken bolt. So what do? Do I drill it, easy out it, rethread it, or drill it, try and easy out, or drill it out, rethread it, or change the other engine? Possibly that could even be the simplest answer. But what I'm going to try first is the gas gun. And luckily there is just enough in there that I can grab hold of the end. So I'm thinking if I give that a heat, it might be enough just to get that out. Keep aluminium, I don't want to overdo it. And it's brass as well. Let's just give that a little go, because I would love this to come out because it would make my life so much easier. It's going, you know. I've got a funny feeling this is why the mower wasn't repaired. Someone was starting to and then they broke it. Just hope I don't wear a bit down trying to get out. But see, there wasn't much heat on there, and that's done the trick. As long as it hasn't damaged the threads in there. What a result that is. Lovely. So now, where are we? I'm in the wrong place. Totally. There, you can see the threads are good in it. I can carry on. Oh, that's great. You're just watching for that bit on actually. But yeah, that's well worth having one of them gas gun things. So now, yeah, I can put that one into the back. And the one at the front, and not quite sure which one it is, but I think they're the same as I think the bolt's much the same on here as still got quite a height, but you can easily ring them off, so just be careful when you're undoing them. It's probably not always wise to use an impact if you're worried. So now I'm going to fit the coil on it. I haven't bothered sanding down anything because it's going to be okay. It's clean enough. One thing you can't afford if you're doing these mowers, you can't afford to spend a stupid amount of time on it. It just isn't worth it. If you've got a lot to work through, it's hard going. So yep, I've put that on loosely like that. I've plugged the stop wire on, and this goes sort of underneath. I'll do that finger tight. For some reason my quarter socket doesn't fit them, but quarter spanner does. Work that one out. So if I just put that card in there, it's an old football card, Matrodac card. When I used to do my car boot reselling, I used to sometimes sell these, but when I threw everything out, I kept them because I thought they'd be ideal for this. Stop cables on a bit, so it's going to be harder. But I want to get round to the magnets, which we're not. Could go around more. We're around to the magnets now. So you want to be on the magnets, and you want the card between to give you air gap, and then just tighten it up, and then you'll have the right setting. So hopefully this, yeah, it does fit there all right. It just pulls it in, just make sure it's all in and everything. And this is where I'm actually going to leave it tonight. a little bit worried. A few little bits of grass burnt when I was heating the bolt up. But I think I'll have a tidy up for 5 minutes just to make sure nothing is simmering away. I don't want to give it a clean. I'm after to leave it outside tonight, to be fair. So for this evening, I've actually done, where have I got? I've got that broken pipe back on there. You'll have just seen me do the coil. That's all on there, the ignition coil. So that's all through there. Have to just push it just through behind there. That's all on the choke and throttle mechanism and everything. So yeah, to be honest, there's not too much to do. There's a carb to go on. I'll give that a clean out and put that on. The engine needs a clean, needs a service. Our new plug, air filter I've got, new oil and the blade sharpened. We'll check and see what the belt's like for the drive. It did look, I did a quick little look, it looked okay. But in the morning I'll get some degreaser on that and give this, or even some old petrol agitator a bit, and give it a blowout just to do it quick. Give it a bit of a clean up under there because it's a bit gunky. And then yeah, then it'll be, I'll put that other wheel on as well. Then it'll be sort of clean up, or start up, then clean up, and then this one could be off the list. Pretty quick one. I was quite lucky with the bolt because there was that little bit that was sticking out. Yeah, the end cutters I used are brilliant tools, and actually that'll be one of the 3 prizes. A pair of these will, when I get to 1,000. So yeah, there'll be a pair of these as one of the 3 prizes. And once you've got them, you'll think, how did you go on without them? Because they are brilliant. I use them a lot. And you know, you can grip pretty tight with them. And yeah, so yeah, this mower is going to hopefully be quite a quick fix, because I need it to be, because I need to move on to the one behind, which is a Honda Easy. So I need to get that done. So I'm working on the little Hayter again. I'm just going to clean the carb out so you can watch me do that. I'm going to have to change the glove in a minute, because you can see, yeah, these don't last very long, these gloves, but you need to wear them. You don't want to keep getting oil, petrol, whatever on your hands. So yeah, there's a little bolt that holds a bowl on, and that's the one with the little jet through it. So I shall blast that through in a minute. I'll just put that to the side there, see what the bowl's like. And you can see I've got some muck in there. I'll clean that out in a minute. We'll get this off. The pin is free, so that's good. Put that to the side as well. Float in the needle valve. And that's about a lot in here. Only thing on these ones is the rubber. It's nicely in place, but I think this one might be a job for a WD-40 rather than carb cleaner, because I don't really want to take that rubber off, because it's a good rubber, and carb cleaner will expand that. So I'm going to blast this through with some WD-40, this one, because that'll be much more kinder to the rubber. So let's have a look. To be honest, WD-40 is probably a bit kinder to your hands as well. Wow, I've got to get that on all the holes. This is all coming out of there. Give it a blast down. This is the one with the primer on the front, so I think I had this engine running and it ran okay anyway. So this is just basically just a clean, just to make sure it definitely. And if I'd have gone, I want to see it come through the middle, and I can't quite get the angle right. Yep, that's clear through there. So oh yeah, now I'll do this little jet bit. I want to see it come out both sides. Let me get a nozzle right in the middle. I'm sure it did. You probably caught that. Yep, that come through there. So what I'm going to do now is I will use carb cleaner on the bowl, because the rubber isn't on there. I'm nearly out of this cheap carb cleaner now. I'll just go back to the, I think it's the STP stuff afterwards, because I much prefer that. This stuff sprays too much force. It sprays with too much force out the tin. I just don't like it. I don't like the smell. The other doesn't smell so strong. But I bought it when I did my Mercedes injectors, and yeah, it was cheap. 12 for, I don't know, it was cheap because I used probably 3 tins on that, cleaning the old carbon and muck off it, so it served its purpose there. And I had some tins left over, so it makes sense just to use them. So that's clean. Just needle valve just fell off in there. Give that a wipe over too. Just lean that in there. Just give everything a bit of a blow down with the airline. I've had it on today, so. So they're all done. The main carb. I don't actually like the oily residue the WD-40 leaves, so what I shall do, I shall put it back together, and then I shall carb spray the outer part of the carb. So get around it like that, because carb spray will, I think I've said it before, it will expand the rubbers, and then you're stuck if you haven't got another rubber, or if it's on there. I like when they're stuck on there like that, I like to leave them stuck on there like that, really, because they've got quite a good seal. I nearly forgot that little pin through there. I bet you're showing, look, the pin. But I didn't forget it. Doesn't even want to go through that side so well as it come out. Just could have been me there. Yep, through. I'll just give that an odd little spray. The air's gone a bit down now, but we are getting there now. So I can go back on. Main jet bit can go back in. And get it started. Yep, where's the little socket? Yeah, the airline's been on because I agitated the engine with some petrol and blew it all the sort of, well, a lot of the gunk off that was on there, so nice and tight now. And like I said, I will just spray a little bit of carb cleaner on that. I could have took the adjustment screw out, because it's possibly could be dirty in there, but to be honest, usually I never do, because if they're set right, I don't want to have to mess around setting them up again. So I generally do it without taking that out. And on these, they haven't got, not like the Honda, they haven't got the little one where you take that screw out and there's a bit underneath you have to pop up and blow through. I haven't got that, but yeah, I'm not taking that adjustment screw out because I don't think I need to. I'll give it a good clean. I'm sure it'll got all round. So if it does prove to be a problem, I can always take it back off again. So not a massive problem. Better if I don't have to though. So yeah, you see there, the carb's all done. I can go back on the mower now, and then we can, I think, get this all back together, and then it will be ready to start it up. So now I'm ready to put the carb on, and what I've actually done is I've connected the fuel pipe to the tank and the carb, for the reason being the pipe is quite narrow internally, and I had to heat it in some boiling water to stretch it over both ends. Yeah, what I'm going to try to show you here is that bit there goes into that bit there on the carb. Will go in, and then that just pushes against the engine. But I've got an O-ring I forgot about. There it is. Where are we? The little O-ring goes on the end of that pipe I replaced. Goes on there, so that's like the seal from the carb when it bolts on. So I'll put that on there. I've got 2 bolts here somewhere. I might just impact this because it's just going to be quicker. There's the other one. If you're doing one of these, they've got the ones that hold the carb on are actually got a little bit there that's not threaded. So yeah, make sure you use the right ones. I'm just sort of under there. Oh, you might better just see it like that. Quite difficult here because it's all sort of done underneath. I can hardly see myself. I'm actually just going to nip them up with the little socket rather than risk snapping them. Actually, I haven't gone pretty tight, that one. It's nice and tight. Same there. So we're getting on quite well now. I'm just off camera. I'm just going to clean the air filter casing and everything down, and then we can get all this sort of bolted back on then, and then maybe try start up. I think we can probably try start up then. I might paint the top, the top of the recoil. I might not. I haven't decided yet. I might just clean it up and leave it as it is, because they always say time is money, and you know, it's a bit of a hobby. These things I want to clear my garage out, so I need to get on with them. So yeah, I'll turn you off for a second. I'll clean up the air filter housing, then I'll be back with you. So all I had to do is actually give that a brush down, the air filter housing, because it was okay. I took the pipe off, the breather pipe, because I'd already put it on the engine, so I must have used one off the other one. Just before I do that, there's a gasket there. Gasket fits between that and the carb. That is okay on this one, so no need to replace that. So I've got the three little 8mm bolts. Well, I had 3. I've only got 1 now, 2 now. No, I found it. I'll get this one started anyway. If you do use the impact for this, just go steady. It's all right using them. Just like that. Just ease them in there, because you don't want to cross thread it into the aluminium on the carb. Just check that with the. Never trust the impacts going up fully, especially on the softer metal. So we've done that. I will go with the old. Well, it's not too bad anyway. I will go with the old air filter at the moment, because like I said, just in case it smokes and chucks a load of oil out through the carb, I'll dirty up a new air filter. So I'll just use the old one at the minute. Just give that a brush out. Do that like so. So that is all good all round there. I've got to do the throttle cable, so that's got to be put on the front there. I think I've got the little bit there. Yeah, I have, and the top stuff's got to be put back on. So I think actually, yeah, that actually fits underneath there. So I'm gonna have to pull that to the side a bit to do that. So now I've got the recoil housing and everything back on. So I'll just them in. I will go in a bit, just a bit harder with these, because the bigger bolts and a bigger sort of thread. Do the ones on the back, you might not be able to catch me there, but I'll just get them 2 done. The extension on them helps a little bit. That one. I've had to pull the oil filler out because the can't quite get round it very easy, but show you quickly. The light is very poor. Let me see if I can help you with that. You can see there, because it fits behind that plastic thing, so it's sort of in the way. It doesn't look a great deal of oil in there. I thought there was. I thought when I dipped it, it looked like there was some in there. But I'll have to check that. So yeah, I'll just get that in there now, and then we're sort of back together, and it's only a matter of screwing that cover back on. And so yeah, that's about it. So I'll get it all done, put the throttle cable back on, and then we'll go for start up. Yeah, so let's go for start up. I haven't put all the top bits all back on, but everything important I need to put back on. I put a little bit of oil in it, it's got some fuel in it. So let's have a go. I've got primed first, and then we'll go from there. There you go. As you can see, we've got a good runner again. It is burning off a bit of oil from the exhaust. You can see that. We'll just go a bit closer to see that. Yeah, it's just burning off some around there, and it is cold as well. So even my breath, you can see it's freezing out here. But you can see, yeah, that's a good one. The drive all worked fine. I was going to change a belt. I think the belt's all right. I probably won't bother. Just something I don't need to do. I think that top looks horrible. I might just even like sand that down on there and just give it a bit of a paint, and then the little cover that goes there, give that a bit of a paint as well, a little bit of a clean up, and then I'll consider that one done. So yeah, pleased with that one. It was just basically, I reckon it's probably given up on because of that little bolt that had snapped. Someone probably thought, oh, you know, I'll leave it there, now I've messed it up. That's basically, they might have tried to get it out, but you can see how simple it come out with the right method. But yeah, I'm pleased with that one. It's nearly another one off the list. I probably will get this back in the shed tonight. Might start to give it a clean down, or I might just actually pressure wash it first and then give it a proper clean down afterwards. I'll see how I go about it. Not the best time for painting at the moment because it's cold, but we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'm gonna leave the video here on this one. You might see it if I get done quick enough. At the end of this video, I'll show you it all cleaned up and everything and ready to go. Oh yeah, and the oil I put in wasn't actually new oil. I did a repair on a mower and I had to do something else on it, a new seal, so I had to drain the oil out. So I used that oil in it. So I shall drain that oil out now and then put good new oil in. I think the plug is new actually. The plug is, so it saves me, and I'll put new air filter in. And the blade is actually new as well. So yeah, don't know the story of this, but anyway, it's a good one again.